Chapter 297. Wome hovered in the air, feeling like he had understood one thing: the reason why the ancient tree and the elves were so eager to chase this one down. It was clear this person was no simple foe. He had underestimated him, but that was fine, the battle had only just begun. Saying this, he swung his spirit-powered battle axe, letting out a horrifying roar. Meanwhile, the black dragon had struck the red dragon away with its tail. Panis should probably find a better place. This spot wasn't ideal for her to fight. But now, the red dragon could only curse helplessly. The black dragon was much stronger than her, and that was a fact. Now seeing Wome unleash his deadly attack once more, the red dragon couldn't help but marvel. Wome's spirit energy was overwhelming. But something more important, she needed to retreat with Panis now. The old dragon roared, ordering the red dragon to run. The divine tree also turned around, shouting at the old dragon and everyone else to flee. What the? Wome was about to deliver a truly serious axe blow and didn't want his prey running off. Hey, you're playing Russian dolls and now you're running? It's too late, he shouted, slashing down. His power radiated in all directions, and seeing the divine tree's reaction earlier, he thought it was trembling. It was as if he had shone a flashlight on the divine tree, and it couldn't dodge. Only, the divine tree had no intention of dodging. A thunderous explosion tore through the ground in a wide radius. Wome kept a careful watch, trying to see how much damage his prey had taken. But why was the smoke pulling into one spot? What happened? Suddenly, the divine tree burst out from the smoke vortex at an unimaginable speed, eyes gleaming like a leopard pouncing on its prey. What a surprise, the divine tree had revealed its true form, and that was all the damage the attack had managed to inflict. And then, Wome was struck with a blow like a thunderbolt, slamming him into the ground like a bullet. But he was fast enough to raise his hand against that deadly punch, all in the blink of an eye. And now, he'd grabbed the divine tree's hand, shouting, "Down you go!" before slamming the divine tree into the ground. Then, he unleashed his Gatling gun technique, a flurry of blood-red spirit-powered punches, aiming to turn the divine tree into a pool of blood. Each punch carried terrifying power, and soon the entire area was crushed beneath his force, the ground trembling. But suddenly, the divine tree slipped free and circled behind him, right arm raised, though Wome didn't seem surprised. A red hand spread open, catching the blow. The divine tree was shocked. How could he react that fast? And now, his entire body surged with powerful spirit energy as he grabbed the divine tree's hand once more. Wome let out an excited roar, then countless golden spirit energy beams shot from his body, each one like a sharp spear. The divine tree's fate was clear. Damn, Wome's style was overpowering, constantly pressuring his opponent. The divine tree could only use one arm to shield itself. The divine tree was blown back, crashing straight into a mountainside. Wome was indeed worthy of being called a god. His power was tyrannical, and he still held a piece of the divine tree's arm. Meanwhile, the divine tree slowly stepped out from the rubble, only missing a part of its body, which wasn't a problem. It could simply reconstruct it with its roots. The old dragon watched in astonishment, unable to believe the divine tree survived that blow. These two, both were beyond the old dragon's wildest expectations. The issue was, since this arm had turned into roots, Wome began to suspect, asking if the divine tree had any connection with the ancient tree. He was now sure the divine tree was no elf. The divine tree declared that it didn't know who this ancient tree was at all. But that doesn't mean it's unrelated, because sooner or later, I'll replace it. As these words left his mouth, Wome burst out in amused laughter. He immediately conjured a spirit energy sphere blazing like the sun. He said he'd just heard the funniest thing today. It had truly been a joyful day. And of course, he was pleased that someone wanted to destroy the ancient tree, as he'd never liked that twisted tree. At this point, the dragon clan erupted in panic, knowing this madman intended to destroy the entire dragon isle in one strike. Damn it, what he created was no different from a nuclear bomb, massive and unfathomably powerful with spirit energy radiating out. Panis suddenly felt her remaining lifespan ticking down to 0, sweat pouring like rain. The black dragon swore loudly, saying this wasn't part of the deal. Damn it! The Dragon Isle would be his one day, so could Wardome not do this? But it was the white dragon who was most alarmed. The island he'd protected for hundreds of years was about to turn to ashes. He could only roar, "Don't let him throw that at the Dragon Isle." All right then, the divine tree would step up and handle this. The old man's shouting was piercing. The red dragon thought he'd gone mad. Why rush in like that? Even Panis shouted out for her master, knowing he wasn't strong enough to handle this. As expected, Wardome threw the spirit energy sphere at the divine tree. His usual strategy: trees always feared fire. Let your arrogance vanish with this. Instantly, the divine tree summoned its root. If this was his true form, this attack might be no problem. After all, he had once withstood a massive meteor. But with this body, he could only gamble once. Dozens of root tendrils shot toward the sphere to slow it down, but it seemed the roots snapped and slipped off. The divine tree roared with determination, putting everything he had into it. Look, the explosion seemed about to erupt. The whole island darkened, with only one spot shining. There, the divine tree was using all its strength to hold the sphere. And as the explosion erupted, the small divine tree was completely engulfed within. End of chapter 297.